The peaceful expansion of humanity through the stars came to an abrupt halt when the Krell Dominion attacked without warning. Their crystal ships appeared above Earth's colonies, destroying buildings and taking people. For 2 years, humans fought back but were losing against the better alien technology. Deep in secret labs on Jupiter's moons, human scientists built something new, the Thundersoul. This battleship was special because it connected with human minds. The ship wasn't just controlled by people, it partly lived with human thoughts, feelings, and creativity. Commander Jiwoo stood on the bridge, feeling different than ever before. Her mind was now joined with the ship's systems. She could feel the huge engines of the Thundersoul humming through the floor and through her own body. "All stations report," she ordered. Her voice was steady, but inside she felt both excitement and fear. This was humanity's last hope, and she was now part of it in the most complete way possible. The crew looked at her with respect and worry. They knew what she had sacrificed. To bond with the Thundersoul meant Jiwoo would never be fully human again. But it also meant the ship would have what the Krell could never copy: human instinct and emotion. "Weapons ready," said Hyun, his fingers moving quickly over the control panel. "Engine systems at full power," June reported from his station. "Life support and defensive systems green," added Sunmi without looking up from her screens. Jiwoo nodded and closed her eyes. In her mind, she could see all parts of the ship at once. She could feel the energy flowing through every wire, every system. The Thundersoul was vast, nearly 2 kilometers long and equipped with weapons designed specifically to hurt the Krell. Its hull was black and smooth, absorbing light rather than reflecting it. "Today we take the fight to them," Jiwoo said quietly. "Today we show the Krell that humans aren't easy prey." Admiral Park's face appeared on the main screen. "The neural link is stable, Commander?" "Yes, sir. The connection is strong." Jiwoo didn't mention the strange dreams she'd been having since the bonding dreams where she was both human and machine, floating in space without a ship around her. "Good." Park looked tired. The war had aged him quickly. "Your orders are to test the ship's systems in the outer solar system. No engagement with enemy forces. We can't risk losing the Thundersoul before the fleet is ready." Jiwoo nodded, but something inside her, or was it the ship itself, disagreed. The Krell were killing more humans every day. The Thundersoul was ready. She was ready. "Understood, Admiral," she said anyway. After Park's image disappeared, Min-ho, her second in command, came to stand beside her. "He's worried we'll rush into battle," he said quietly. "He should be," Jiwoo replied with a small smile. "Because that's exactly what we're going to do if we find the enemy." As the massive ship moved away from the Jupiter shipyard, Jiwoo felt a strange joy. The stars looked different now. She saw them not just with her eyes but with the ship's sensors. She could feel solar radiation on the hull like it was her own skin. The crew watched their commander with a mixture of awe and unease. The neural bonding process had changed her. Her movements were different, smoother, more precise. Sometimes she would respond to system alerts before the alarms even sounded, as if she knew what the ship knew. "Set course for Saturn's rings," Jiwoo ordered. "We'll run our first weapons test there. The ice fragments will make good targets." As the Thundersoul accelerated, Jiwoo felt power flow through her body. The ship was learning from her, and she was learning from it. Together, they were becoming something new, something the Krell had never faced before. In her mind, she could see Earth's colonies burning. She could hear the screams of those taken by the Krell. The Thundersoul seemed to share her anger, its systems humming with increased energy when she thought of revenge. "They think they know what humans are capable of," she whispered to herself. "They're about to learn how wrong they are." The Thundersoul moved quietly through the outer solar system on its first journey. The huge ship was still new. Many of its systems had not been fully tested. The crew was still learning how everything worked. Commander Jiwoo could feel every part of the ship through her neural link. The connection let her know the ship better than anyone else could. Then the alarm sounded. "Commander, long-range sensors have picked up something," said June, looking worried at his screen. "It's the Krell." A battle group of 15 ships heading straight for Neptune. Jiwoo closed her eyes and felt the information flow directly into her mind. The Krell ships were moving fast. Their target was clear: Neptune's research stations where over 3,000 humans worked. "Call Admiral Kim immediately," she ordered. The Admiral's face appeared as a hologram in the middle of the bridge. He looked tired and stressed. "Admiral, we've detected Krell ships heading for Neptune," Jiwoo reported. "Request permission to intercept." Admiral Kim's face showed alarm. "Absolutely not. The Thunder Soul hasn't finished its testing. We can't risk our only advanced ship in a battle yet. I'll send the Third Fleet from Mars." Jiwoo shook her head. "They won't get there in time, sir. The Krell will reach Neptune in 6 hours. The Third Fleet would take at least 9. We're not ready." Admiral Kim's hologram flickered with concern. "The Thunder Soul hasn't completed half its testing protocols." Jiwoo felt something strange, a surge of emotion that didn't seem entirely her own. Was it the ship's feelings coming through their connection? It felt like eagerness, readiness, determination. "Ready or not, Admiral, we're the only thing between those colonists and extinction," she said firmly. Admiral Kim was quiet for a long moment. "This goes against all our plans," he finally said. "But you're right. We can't lose those research stations." He sighed deeply. "You have permission to intercept, Commander. But be careful. The Thunder Soul is humanity's best hope. Don't throw that away." As soon as the Admiral's image disappeared, Jiwoo turned to her crew. "Battle stations. Prepare jump engines for Neptune." The crew moved quickly. Some looked scared, others determined. They all knew this would be the Thunder Soul's first real test. "Jump engines ready," reported Minho. "Plot course to arrive behind Pluto's moon Charon," Jiwoo ordered. "We'll observe the enemy before attacking." Jiwoo felt the enormous energies building in the ship. The jump engines used a new technology that allowed faster-than-light travel. No human ship had ever jumped this far before. "Jump in 3, 2, 1. Minho counted down. For a moment, everyone felt strange, like they were everywhere and nowhere at once. Then reality snapped back into place. The view screen showed the small, distant dot of Neptune, with Pluto and its moon Charon much closer. "Jump successful," Sunny reported, sounding surprised. "All systems normal. Perfect position behind Charon," Hyun added. "We're completely hidden from the Krell approach vector." Jiwoo nodded, pleased. Through her neural link, she could feel that the Thunder Soul had handled the jump perfectly. The ship seemed almost proud. "Show me the Krell fleet," she ordered. The view screen zoomed in, showing 15 Krell ships moving in tight formation. Their crystal-like hulls reflected the distant sunlight. "They have no idea we're here," June said quietly. Jiwoo studied the enemy ships. Each one had killed thousands of humans over the past 2 years. The Krell thought they were unstoppable. They had never faced anything like the Thunder Soul before. Each weapon on this ship was designed specifically to hurt the Krell, Jiwoo reminded her crew. Each defense system was built to stop their attacks. "We may be untested, but we're their worst nightmare." Through the neural link, Jiwoo reviewed the Thunder Soul's weapons. Quantum disruptors that could bypass Krell shields. Gravity missiles that could crush their crystal hulls. Sensor jammers that could blind their targeting systems. "What's your plan, Commander?" Minho asked. Jiwoo smiled slightly. "First, we save those colonists. Then we show the Krell that everything has changed." As the Krell ships moved closer to Neptune, the Thunder Soul prepared for battle. The crew was tense but ready. Jiwoo felt the ship's systems aligning perfectly with her thoughts. Together, they were a weapon unlike anything in human history. "Engines at battle ready," she ordered. "Weapons charged. Let's introduce ourselves to the Krell." The Thunder Soul slipped out from behind Charon, moving silently toward the enemy fleet. The first battle of humanity's new hope was about to begin. The Thundersoul moved silently toward the Krell fleet. No one on the bridge spoke. They all watched the enemy ships grow larger on the viewscreen. Jiwoo felt calm. Through her neural link, she could sense every part of the huge battleship ready for action. Target the lead ship's communication array, she ordered quietly. Prepare quantum beam. Target locked, Hyun confirmed. Wait until we're at optimal range, Jiwoo said. We get one chance at surprise. The Thundersoul slipped closer. The Krell ships continued toward Neptune, unaware of the danger. Their crystal hulls glowed in the distant sunlight. Now, Jiwoo said. A bright blue beam shot from the Thundersoul. It hit the lead Krell ship with perfect accuracy. The beam cut through the alien vessel's shields like they weren't even there. The ship's communication array exploded in a shower of crystal fragments. Direct hit! Hyun shouted. For a few seconds, the Krell ships didn't react. Then they began turning toward the Thundersoul. They see us now, Minho said. Jiwoo smiled. Good. Evasive pattern Omega. All weapons free. The Thundersoul moved suddenly, much faster than a ship its size should be able to move. Jiwoo wasn't using preset maneuvers. She was controlling the ship with her thoughts, with her instincts. The neural link let her move the massive battleship as if it were her own body. The Krell fired energy beams that missed the Thundersoul by kilometers. They had never fought a ship that moved like this before. Their targeting computers couldn't predict where the human vessel would go next because Jiwoo herself didn't know until the moment she moved. They're sending a distress signal, Lieutenant Tae reported, fingers dancing across holographic controls. Trying to warn their fleet about us. Good, Jiwoo replied, feeling the Thundersoul's weapons charging through her own body. Let them call for reinforcements. It's time the Krell learned what happens when they pick a fight with humanity. She sent the ship diving between two Krell vessels. Both aliens fired and hit each other instead of the Thundersoul. One Krell ship exploded immediately. The other spun away, badly damaged. Gravity missiles ready, Sunmi reported. Fire at the group on our starboard side, Jiwoo ordered. 3 missiles shot out. They didn't hit the Krell ships directly. Instead, they detonated nearby, creating small but intense gravity wells. The alien ships were pulled toward these points in space. Their hulls cracked under the pressure. 2 more Krell ships destroyed. The remaining Krell vessels tried to surround the Thundersoul. Jiwoo laughed. She felt the ship's excitement matching her own. This was what they were made for. Quantum disruptors full spread, she commanded. The Thundersoul fired in all directions at once. The beams passed through Krell shields and cut their ships open. Another 3 enemy vessels exploded or went dark. Commander, they're trying to retreat, June called out. Jiwoo saw the remaining Krell ships turning away from Neptune. Don't let them escape. Target their engines. The Thundersoul pursued, moving faster than the alien vessels. Han fired precise shots that disabled 2 more ships without destroying them. 7 destroyed, 5 disabled, 3 trying to escape, Minho reported, his voice filled with disbelief. Commander, we're winning. Jiwoo nodded. The neural link let her feel the damage the Thundersoul had taken minimal, just a few scratches on the outer hull. The Krell weapons had barely touched them. Let those 3 go, she decided. Let them tell the others what happened here. The crew cheered. In just 15 minutes, they had defeated a fleet that would have easily destroyed any other human force. The Thundersoul moved among the disabled Krell ships. These vessels weren't completely destroyed. They floated in space, unable to move or fight. We should finish them, Hyun suggested. Jiwoo shook her head. No. I want to see inside those ships. I want to know why the Krell are attacking us. Board them? Minho asked, surprised. Is that safe? Probably not, Jiwoo admitted. But we need information more than we need safety right now. She directed the Thundersoul to approach the largest disabled Krell vessel. Through the ship's sensors, she scanned the alien craft. What she saw made her blood run cold. "There are humans in there," she said, her voice tight with anger. "Hundreds of them in some kind of stasis pods." The bridge fell silent. Everyone understood what this meant. The Krell weren't just killing humans. They were taking them. "Prepare boarding teams," Jiwoo ordered. "We're going to find out exactly what the Krell are doing with our people." As the crew prepared for the dangerous mission, Jiwoo kept scanning the alien ship. Through the Thundersoul's advanced sensors, she began to see more. The Krell technology was strange, partly mechanical and partly biological. And somehow, human brains were connected to it. The battle was over, but the horror was just beginning. The Thundersoul floated near the damaged Krell command ship. The battle was over, but everyone on the bridge still felt tense. 7 enemy ships had been destroyed. 5 were disabled and drifting in space. 3 had escaped to carry news of their defeat. "I've never seen anything like this," Admiral Kim said through the communication link. His hologram showed his shocked face. "No human fleet has ever beaten even 5 Krell ships before. And you defeated 12. "It's not over, Admiral," Jiwoo replied. "We're detecting something strange on the disabled ships. I need permission to board them." "Board a Krell vessel? That's too dangerous. We know nothing about what's inside." Jiwoo frowned. Through her neural link with the Thundersoul, she was receiving disturbing information. The ship's advanced sensors were showing her things that normal scanners couldn't detect. "Admiral, I'm seeing humans on those ships," she said quietly. "Hundreds of them in some kind of sleep pods." The bridge went silent. Admiral Kim's face paled. "Are you certain?" he asked. "Yes. And there's more." Jiwoo closed her eyes, letting the Thundersoul's sensors feed directly into her mind. "The Krell technology, it's using people somehow. I can see energy flowing from the human prisoners into their ship systems." Jiwoo felt sick as the information flooded through her neural link. Thousands of captured humans and other species were being kept in stasis, their minds slowly drained to fuel Krell weapons. "We need to board that ship," she decided, feeling the Thundersoul's agreement resonating through their shared consciousness. "And we need to learn everything we can about their technology." After a long pause, Admiral Kim nodded. "Permission granted. But be careful, Commander. This could be a trap." Jiwoo selected her team carefully: Hyun for weapons, Sunmi for technical expertise, and Jun for medical knowledge. They put on spacesuits and gathered in the airlock. "The Krell ship appears to be running on emergency power," Sunmi reported, looking at her scanner. "Most systems are down, but life support is still working." "Good," Jiwoo said. "We'll enter through the damaged section near their command center." The 4 of them crossed the space between ships and small personal transport units. The Krell command ship looked even stranger up close. Its crystal-like hull wasn't just reflective, it seemed to pulse with inner light. They found the damaged section and cut their way inside. The interior of the Krell ship was nothing like they expected. Instead of metal corridors, they found paths that looked more like veins in a living body. The walls glowed with soft blue light. "This ship is alive," June whispered in awe. "Not exactly," Sunmi said, studying her scanner. "It's a mix of technology and biological components." They moved deeper into the ship, following Jiwoo's directions. Through her link with the Thundersoul, she could sense where to go. "This way," she said, leading them down a pulsing corridor. They entered a vast chamber and froze in horror. Hundreds of transparent pods lined the walls, each containing a human floating in clear liquid. Tubes connected their heads to the ship's systems. "They're alive," June confirmed, scanning the nearest pod. "But their brain activity is strange. It's like they're in a very deep dream." Jiwoo approached one pod. Inside was a young woman, her face peaceful despite her terrible situation. Data flowed across a small screen on the pod. "The Krell aren't just taking our planets," Jiwoo said quietly. "They're taking our people. using their minds to power their ships. But why? Hyun asked. Why use humans when they have their own advanced technology? Sunmi was examining a control panel. I think I understand, she said. Human brains can process certain types of information better than any computer. We have imagination, creativity, problem-solving abilities that machines don't have. They're stealing our consciousness, Jiwoo realized. That's why my neural link with the Thunder Soul works so well against them. We're using the same power they are, human minds, but we're doing it willingly, not by force. As they explored further, they found more pods containing not just humans but other alien species too. They've been doing this across multiple star systems, June said. There must be thousands of captives on each ship. In the center of the chamber, they found what looked like the main control system. Sunmi carefully connected her device to it. I'm downloading everything I can, she said. This will help us understand their technology better. Suddenly, alarms began to sound. The ship was waking up. Time to go, Jiwoo ordered. We have what we need. As they hurried back to their transport units, Jiwoo stopped and looked back at the pods. We can't leave them, she said. We can't take hundreds of people right now, Hyun argued. We're not equipped for that. Jiwoo nodded sadly. We'll come back for them. I promise. But first, we need to use what we've learned to defeat the Krell completely. They returned to the Thunder Soul with their terrible new knowledge. Now they understood what they were fighting for, not just to protect Earth's colonies, but to save thousands of captured humans whose minds were being used as living batteries. Set course for Earth, Jiwoo ordered when they reached the bridge. Admiral Kim needs to see this information immediately. Everything has changed. The news of the Thunder Soul's victory spread quickly. Humans everywhere talked about the ship that had defeated the Krell. For 2 years, the aliens had seemed unstoppable. Now, for the first time, people had hope. In secret meetings on Earth, military leaders watched the data that Jiwoo and her team had brought back. The truth about the Krell was worse than anyone had imagined. They weren't just taking human planets, they were taking human minds to power their weapons. We need more ships like the Thunder Soul, Admiral Kim said. But that will take time. Time we don't have, Jiwoo replied. She stood apart from the others now. The neural link with the Thunder Soul had changed her. She seemed more than human in subtle ways. The Krell will send more ships. Bigger ones. They won't let this defeat go unanswered. She was right. The Thunder Soul sensors, now enhanced with knowledge from the captured Krell ships, detected a massive fleet gathering. The Krell High Command had sent their elite shard fleet, 30 of their most powerful warships. They're coming to destroy us, Admiral Kim said, looking at the reports. 30 ships. We can't stop that many. Jiwoo smiled slightly. Not if we wait for them to come to us. What do you mean? I know where they're coming from, she said. The Krell have a forward base in the Tau Ceti system. That's where they're gathering their ships. That's where they're holding thousands of human prisoners. You want to attack their base? Admiral Kim looked shocked. That's suicide. The Thunder Soul was built to surprise the Krell, Jiwoo argued. We have technology they don't expect, and now we understand how their ships work. If we wait, they'll adapt. Now is our only chance. After 3 days of debate, Jiwoo got her wish. The Thunder Soul would attack the Krell base while they were still preparing. The jump to Tau Ceti was the longest any human ship had ever attempted. The crew was nervous, but Jiwoo felt confident. Through her neural link, she sensed the Thunder Soul's readiness. Jump in 3, 2, 1. Minho counted down. The strange feeling of being everywhere and nowhere hit them all. Then they arrived in the Tau Ceti system. Perfect position, Hyun reported. We're behind the 4th planet. The Krell base is on the other side. Stealth systems active, Sunmi added. We're invisible to their sensors. Jiwoo nodded. The Thunder Soul moved silently around the planet. When the Krell base came into view, everyone on the bridge caught their breath. It was enormous, a massive crystal structure floating in space, with dozens of ships docked around it. The Shard Fleet is there, Minho pointed out the larger ships. All 30 of them. And thousands of human prisoners, Ji-woo added, feeling sick as the Thundersoul's sensors showed her the truth. The base held even more captives than they had feared. What's the plan, Commander? Lieutenant Tae asked. First, we free the prisoners, Ji-woo said. Then we destroy the base. The Thundersoul approached during what the crew called Krell Night, when the base was at its lowest activity level. Using the stealth systems, they got close without being seen. Target their power systems first, Ji-woo ordered. Then their communication arrays. The Thundersoul fired its quantum beams. The Krell base had no warning. Its power systems exploded in bright flashes. Before alarms could sound, the communication arrays were destroyed too. They're blind and deaf, Hyun said with satisfaction. The Thundersoul moved quickly, firing precisely at key points on the base. The Krell ships docked nearby began to respond, but they were slow and confused without orders from their commanders. Open a channel, Ji-woo ordered. Broadcast on all frequencies. Ji-woo's voice echoed across space, reaching every Krell ship and the base itself. They thought they could enslave us, Ji-woo broadcast as the Thundersoul's weapons tore through the Krell defenses. They thought we were just another species to be consumed. But humanity doesn't break. We adapt. We overcome. And now, we strike back. The Thundersoul moved between the confused Krell ships, firing at engines and weapons but avoiding the areas where human prisoners were held. 3 Shardfleet ships exploded before they could even undock from the base. The prisoners, Ji-woo reminded her crew. We need to get them out. The Thundersoul fired special missiles that attached to the prison sections of the base. These weren't weapons but rescue devices, designed to cut through walls and create escape paths. Rescue shuttles ready, June reported. Automatic systems are entering the base now. As the battle raged outside, robotic rescue units moved through the Krell base, disconnecting humans from the alien machines and moving them to escape pods. It was chaos, but it was working. Half the Shard Fleet is destroyed, Hyun reported with amazement. The rest are trying to attack, but they're hitting each other in the confusion. Ji-woo nodded. The Thundersoul spun and dived between enemy ships, too fast for them to track. Its weapons struck with perfect accuracy, disabling rather than destroying when possible. First rescue pods are away, June called out. 200 humans freed and heading to the rendezvous point. The battle lasted 3 hours. When it was over, the Krell base was a floating ruin. 25 of their elite Shardfleet ships were destroyed or disabled. 5 had escaped to carry the news. And over 3,000 human prisoners had been freed. As the Thundersoul moved away from the devastation, escorting the rescue pods, Ji-woo sent one final message to the retreating Krell ships. Tell your leaders that humans are not prey. We are not power sources. We are coming for all our people, and we won't stop until they're free. The crew of the Thundersoul cheered. This wasn't just a victory. It was the beginning of humanity's return from the edge of extinction. The Thundersoul had changed everything.